I appreciate that. And the tune Shine was actually the number one song of the year on Billboard and on from ASCAP Writers. So I'm going to do I'm Every Woman because it was another number one from that album. Technology. Anyway, everyone should come out to the festival. It is free. I think you have to have tickets to get entrance for it, but it's going to be an amazing night. I had the pleasure of performing for it last year, and it was just well attended, great food, great community entertainment, safe environment. So I know everybody wants to come out and just have a great time in music. While I have the floor, Kirkwood by the River is here. So I have, yeah, let's give it up for them. So I have a connection to Kirkwood by the River. Claudia is their fearless leader, and she has for several years invited me to perform for the residents. So some of you are looking at me like, I know who you are. That's why I get to perform for you quite often throughout the years. So I apologize, it's taken a minute. All right, so my website is kimscottmusic.com. You can check out all of my performance dates there, all over the world performing, and I just love hitting the stages for fans. So yeah, you can check me out there. And we're still trying to get the Wi-Fi. I feel like I should take questions or something at this point. Where do I work? That's a good question. So this is my 24th year at the Alabama School of Fine Arts. I know I look 15, right? No. So yes, I was 24 years at ASPA. I was chair of the music department for a very long time. The last 4 years, I've been an administrator there, one of the directors of student support services. So yes, that's where I work.
Hey, Kim, go ahead while y'all.
Yes. Stay tuned. I'll be back.
Okay. We didn't start it off with a party, but this is just as good as the party. Last month, I had an opportunity to go to Kirkwood by the River. Claudia always invites me to come up there once a year and to be able to give an update to all of my friends that are there. We always have a 1 hour of just telling them about what's going on in the city of Irondale. And they are so nice and so gracious that I look forward to doing it every year. Well, this year I had a chance to meet a new friend as I was getting ready to leave. And Claudia shared with me that Mr. Magoo is 105 years old. And I said that I would not miss the opportunity to be able to celebrate him. And I knew that I was going to be out the month of August, but we scheduled it for the first one in September. And all his friends are here with us as well. So if you are from Kirkwood by the River, would you please stand? And I'm going to read this proclamation. It says, whereas Mr. Homer Magoo was born on February 26, 1918, and is one of Irondale's oldest residents at the age of 105. And whereas Mr. Magoo is well loved by so many of his neighbors and friends by Kirkwood by the River. And whereas Mr. Magoo spent 17 years as a hospital volunteer, also volunteered as an adult literacy tutor, and whereas Mr. Magoo is an avid reader, holds a devotional every morning, and even sings in his spare time. Whereas Mr. Magoo was married to his beloved Margaret for 55 years, and whereas Mr. Magoo is a proud father of 2 sons, Elton and Albert, and whereas Mr. Magoo is extremely proud of his 7 grandchildren and 18 great-grandchildren. Now, therefore, be it resolved that I, James Douglas Stewart, Jr., Mayor of the City of Irondale, issue this proclamation honoring my new friend and celebrating the life of Mr. Homer Magoo. May we all look forward to his next birthday celebration, in witness whereof I have signed and sealed on the 5th day of September 2023. My friend, I said, do you want to say anything? He said, yeah, I want to say something. So I'm going to turn him around and let him say a few words to you all.
I asked you, what do you want to hear? Oh, I do love to sing, and of course I mess up every once in a while, like everybody else that tries something a little over their capacity. But let me see what we can come up with right quick.
Try to sing. Please. You gonna sing something?
That's what you said.
Oh, you-
Do you want me to sing?
You can do whatever you want to. At 105, you can be the mayor if you want to.
If I could be the mayor of a nice crowd as this is, I would be delighted to be the mayor. But I know my capacity is far exceeded by the city of Irondale. They've always respected Irondale, and let me see what I can think of right quick.
You raised here?
Let me. I woke up the morning and I looked above. See, I am his own, and till we share as we tarry there, none other has ever known.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Man, I bet you all won't forget this council meeting. April, you pass. I'm just going to finish my report while I'm up here. On August 24th, Frank and I had an opportunity. Is Frank here? He's not here. Frank and I had an opportunity to pick up a check from the Alabama Department of Environmental Services for $283,698.00. Within the last 2 years, the city of Irondale has received close to $600,000 in grants to be able to continue the recycling program. We're very excited. Adam is very excited about the work that we were doing. Although we were in Pelham, I'm the mayor for the city of Irondale, but they invited me to do the welcome just because Irondale is doing so well when it comes to recycling. So I just wanted to let you all know that we're getting a new truck, 1,000 new cans, and we're going to spend $20,000 on education. And then my last announcement, I know that on August the 14th, it was a very dark day in the city of Irondale when everybody was calling all over the city and county trying to figure out why our civic center or our senior activity center was closed. But as I shared with everybody today, there could be no September the 5th if we did not have August the 14th. August the 14th was a very dark day, but on today, there were so many seniors at the activity center that you couldn't even find a parking space. Cars were all up in the park, a very diverse group of people that were there. And that's what the mission and the vision in the center is all about. I made a decision to change the leadership that was there. And I want to introduce to you all tonight the interim director for the Irondale Senior Activity Center, and her name is Ms. Marsha Kelly Sutton. Ms. Marsha, if you would come down. You want to say a few words, or want to say a few words? Well, I guess she doesn't want to say a few words, but Marsha is a fourth generation Kelly in this community. She's worked at UAB for over 20 years. She's a program specialist. She understands leadership. She has an MPA from the University of Alabama at Birmingham. I feel like I picked a very astute, smart, knowledgeable person, and we're looking forward to leading our Irondale Civic Center, or I don't know why I keep saying Civic Center, but the Senior Activity Center into the 21st century. Now I'll turn it over to Ms. Kim Scott.
All right, now we're ready to party. Yes, you can clap. Thank you, everyone.
You all make sure you go to the IrondaleCommunityFoundation.com and sign up for this free concert where you'll have an opportunity to hear Miss Kim Scott for about 45 minutes play some wonderful, fantastic music. So, Kim, we're really looking forward to it. Thank you and DJ for coming out tonight. And I'll close my report with saying that the City of Irondale, August the 22nd, was also presented with another awesome thing that's getting ready to take place in our county. We are part of the Red Rock Trail, and on August the 22nd, there were 4 mayors that was recognized during the press conference. I was there representing Irondale, City of Birmingham, City of Fairfield, and City of Homewood. There's going to be 36 miles of trail that will loop around the Jefferson County. We'll have 19 new miles of trails, and we'll have 7 spurs off of those trails, which Irondale is going to be one of those trails. Irondale has it going on at the present time. And if you're looking for a place to move, to stay, chill out, play, a cool place to live, Irondale is that place. It seems like every week we're getting recognized for something that's going on in this city, and we just want to keep everything moving. Council President, I know I haven't been here in the month of August, so I guess I made up for that time that I didn't
Did
use
make
during
up
that
for
time.
it, but in a fantastic way.
Well, thank you.
for that.
Thank you all for tolerating me, and we are ready to move on with the rest of our meeting.
Thank you.
Oh, I'm sorry, David. President, can I give Mr. McField this?
Please.
And if everybody in Kirkwood wants to stand up, or we can kind of get a big group photo, that would be awesome. If you ladies want to come over really quick, y'all just come right here. Right. Everybody looking this way. All right, on the count of 3, everybody look this way. Say Kirkwood. Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you all so much.
Thank you. Hi, Mr. Mayor.
Hey, how are you? Well, it's in Birmingham.
Thank you.
Okay. Oh, okay. Thank you. We appreciate it. All right, let's go on.
Sorry. Oh, man, I've been there. Oh, longer than any of these. You know what I mean?
Cool down just a little. All right, I think we're at a point where we can go ahead and proceed. All right, now that we're finished with mayor's report, we would look for any department head reports. Any department head reports? I figured one of the fire chief had something with all you guys hanging out here with us. All right, fair enough. No department head reports?
They do have an award that they were going.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, fair enough, sir.
Yeah.
I apologize.
Good evening, council. It's a wonder. I love being up here in front of a wonderful council and amazing mayor. Tonight, I've got the privilege to take place of Chief McDaniel to present some awards in recognition for some outstanding citizens that's here in the city of Irondale. And I'm just going to give you a little brief story about it. I'm not going to get into a lot of detail because it's very lengthy, but back in July, on the July 17th, we had an incident take place with an individual or a couple of individuals that were citizens. So before I get into it, just remember the name Goodman when I talk. Goodman. Just think of that. And it'll kind of explain why Mr. Goodman's here. So a few days past the incident, I spoke with Adam. He was telling me about what had took place. And about for 17 to 18 minutes, he painted this picture of something that was just, you would think you would see it on TV of what he experienced in person. He said that morning he woke up, he knew something wasn't right because Mr. Goodman goes by a routine. And he said that routine was off about 30, 35 minutes, and it was just throwing him out of whack. Mr. Goodman's a FedEx driver. He drives piggyback trailers from here to probably Atlanta or somewhere else in the southeast. So he comes out of the hub at FedEx off of Alton Road every morning at a certain time. And being a driver, he's got to be at a certain point at a certain time or he's going to mess up the whole thing. So he said that that morning just was crazy. He got in this truck and he got to where he was going, and he was going to get on I-20 East off of Old Leeds and Highway 78, if you know that area. So he proceeded to tell me that as he went over the overpass, he knew something just didn't feel right. He looked and he saw an individual sitting there on the overpass bridge of I-20 eastbound. So at that point, he made a decision, and that decision is why we're here tonight. If he chose to do something different, it would have been a whole different outcome. So tonight, I want to recognize a few individuals for what they did that night and that morning and what took place. The Irondale Fire Department responded to a call on July 17th, 2023 for a person that was attempting to jump from a bridge from I-20 eastbound that would be going into oncoming traffic. Adam Goodman was driving through the area when he saw the person on the bridge. He immediately stopped his truck, ran and grabbed the person from going over the bridge. He was able to get help from two other gentlemen, one being Brandon Coleman. In a time where so many people would reach for their phones to video events like this, Mr. Goodman and Mr. Coleman chose to take action to prevent a tragic event from occurring. And it's a wonderful feeling to know that we still have people that will intervene and change the outcome of situations. There's so many people today that wants to turn the cheek and look the other way and not face and intervene from something bad happening. So you don't understand what that means to me. So anyway, without their quick action, the situation could have ended much differently. So this is why tonight, Irondale Fire Department will, at this time, present the Citizen Heroism Award to Adam Goodman, and the Citizen Life Saving Award to Brandon Coleman. Could I get these two young men to come up here with me, please? Okay, I'm going to read out what the award says for the Heroism Award for Adam Goodman for conspicuous act of valor and heroism by assisting another person under extreme hazardous conditions, placing himself in a life-threatening position to save the life of another. And for the Citizen Life Saving Award, it's going to be presented to Brandon Coleman for an extraordinary assistance in a life-saving effort at an emergency scene prior to the arrival of the fire department. And also during this event, prior to the fire department, we had a couple employees that was either on duty or off duty coming back from a class. So the three individuals, I would like to recognize them and give letters of commendation. That's going to be Jackson Pardue, Brendan Gardner, and Jeremy Weems. Would y'all please join me up front? All right, I'm going to read just a little bit from here. This pertains to the July 17th incident. On Monday, July 17, 2023, you were traveling back from your lunch break to a fire college class being hosted by the Irondale Fire Department. While traveling, you came across an incident that was occurring within our city limits. A bystander that had witnessed someone trying to jump from a bridge and proceeded to help remove her from the harm's way. Although you were not currently assigned to an in-service frontline apparatus, you stopped, took action, mitigate the incident that was unfolding. The steps that were taken by you aided in getting the right units dispatched to the correct location in the timely manner, as well as ensuring that the patient was not able to make their way back to harm's way. Your actions positively contributed to ensuring the best outcome that was as a fire service personnel can hope for when it comes to a citizens being in a situation that could take their life. On behalf of the City of Irondale, the Irondale Fire Department, and the citizens of our Irondale, I would like to commend you for your actions on that day. Your dedication to providing life safety and a better quality of life to the City of Irondale is recognized and appreciated.
I think they want.
Let's get these guys a round of applause. Thank you.
Thank you all very so much. Any other reports from any other department heads this evening? All right. With no other reports from any other department heads, we'll go ahead and move into our council reports. I'm going to change up the order a little bit this time. Councilwoman Cuellar, if you would go ahead and get us started.
Yes. Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you to Mr. Goodman and also Mr. Coleman, as well as our paramedics that were just recognized. God bless you for all that you did to save this life. You are truly heroes, every single one of you. The second thing I wanted to note is we have one of our favorite people that is here in the audience, Commissioner Joe Knight. I asked him to be here this evening because I reached out to him this past June in regard to a couple of requests that I had from some of our residents. The first one had to do with the Grants Mill Trail extension, and the second had to do with the Carl Daly neighborhood entrance going in off of the roundabout, as well as you're coming from Grants Mill, from I-459 into Grants Mill. There are two ways to get there, and they were asking for some help with beautification, and Mr. Commissioner Knight was so kind to step up and join me with a grant for $5,000 that we're splitting. 3,500 is going to the Grants Mill Trail, 1,500 is going to the Carl Daly neighborhood. I also reached out to our fellow council members who also joined in the effort for the Grants Mill Trail extension. Council President Spivey, Councilman Sims, as well as Councilman Box and Councilman London are joining in this effort. That continues to grow in popularity. We have more and more not only residents, but people from other municipalities as well as out of state. We've seen license plates from out of state, and people love to get out in nature, walk, exercise, and see all the beauty that the Cahaba River offers to so many people. So Commissioner Knight is here. I've asked him to be here, and I want to thank you for being here, sir, and thank you for supporting us in this effort. God bless you. You're really helping us to make this continue to go on, and I can't thank you enough for that. So I'd like a photo with everyone, with our mayor as well. When I reached out to the mayor, he was very excited and joined in the effort with getting the agreement signed with Jefferson County, and this was a total team effort, and I could not be happier. So thank you so much, everyone that's here.
Before we do our photo, Mr. Knight, is there anything you would like to say about the contribution?
Yes, thank you.
I mean, it was an assumption, but I figured it was a pretty safe one.
No, thank y'all for this, and I think we have some other things in the works that we're going to do also. This is a very pleasurable experience for me. I mean, you know, behind every beautiful female flute player, there's a good man. DJ, you came through, buddy, when you had to, so good for you. And Mr. Magoo, my goodness, what a treat that fellow was. He was quite awesome. And I can't reiterate what they've already said, but I can confirm that, you know, without our first responders, where would we be? Those two people that stepped up and saved that gentleman's life, that's going beyond what we do, but that's what you're trained for, and that's your commitment, that's your purpose. So thank you very much, and I'm just proud to be here and proud to be a commissioner for this is part of my district, and anything I can do to help with this district, I appreciate it, and I'll do everything I can to continue to make Irondale great. It's been a good 10 years that I've been serving, so I hope to be able to help again in the future. So thank you very much for having me, and thank you very much for inviting me.
Thank you, sir.
Oh,
Squeeze in, angle.
And just a couple of things to the flutists. I look forward to listening to your really beautiful playing of jazz music on the flute. She's going out, but really look forward to that. And one question I didn't get to ask Mr. Magoo, what is your secret to reach 105 years? Maybe we can get an answer from the Kirkland residents there. Sure, he's got some secrets. Thank you.
All right. I'll go ahead and start back up. As far as my report, I attended our planning and zoning meeting last Thursday. There will be an RV ordinance that's coming up. Believe it or not, we don't have any RV areas in our fine city, nor do we have an ordinance for them. But the time has come for us to go ahead and deliberate on one of those. So as far as you guys are concerned, Butch will be writing up the minutes from the planning and zoning. And I will make sure y'all get that. They won't be approved minutes yet, but they will be minutes from the prior meeting. There was some things in that ordinance that we might need to kind of put our hands on and take a look at. So just be on the lookout for that, and be on the lookout for us adding an RV ordinance onto our agenda in 2 weeks. All right, fair enough. That concludes my report. Councilman Sims?
I don't think I can follow all of it that happened so far out of this meeting, so I'm just going to defer to the meeting.
Councilman Box?
Okay, thank you, Council President. A couple of different things. Thank you to the Senior Citizen Center. Thanks, Mayor, for getting it back open. Our public safety, guys, y'all are amazing. Police, fire, EMT. Really want to have a special shout out to our officer known as Papa Smurf. That's Officer Pez now. Probably about 2 weeks ago, Santa was in the sleigh, and I was cruising about 30,000 feet and had to get down, and I forgot to back off, and our officers are there, Johnny, on the spot, which is great. Thank y'all for what you do, and thank you, Papa Smurf, for helping me realize the sleigh speed limit down on the earth is not quite what it is at altitude. Also, our abatement board, the officers that are working with us there and the whole board together, we've got some charitable organizations that are helping us when things are called to our attention that need to be abated for people that are maybe struggling and having a hard time meeting those. That's something I'd like for us to take a look at on how to help those charitable organizations be able to do those things. That concludes my report.
All right. And finally, Councilman London?
Thank you, Councilman President, and good evening to everyone. I just have a couple of things. First of all, on Friday night, I just want to mention movie night. And the movie is Wakanda Forever. Doors open about 6. The movie will start at dusk. There'll be free popcorn, free hot dogs, snow cones, cone ice. So come on out on Friday night for movie night. Be at Beacon Park, which is in the Holiday Gardens neighborhood. Come on out, free movie, free hot dogs, popcorn, snow cones, and cone ice. And also, last thing, I just want to give a shout out to a student at the Shays Valley High School, Sanaya Singh. She plays basketball, and she's in IB school up there. She took an ACT test and made a 35.
Holy smokes.
Yeah. So I told her I would give her a shout out tonight. So congratulations to Sanaya and her family. If you ever been in IB, y'all know how tough that is. But she plays basketball and got a 35 on ACT. So congratulations to her. Thank you, President.
All right. Thank you very much, sir. We appreciate that. All right. Any reports from any boards or non-council committees? Any boards or non-council committees? All right. Keeping it moving. We do not have any public hearings this evening. We'll go ahead and get into the deliberation. Before we do, just a little bit of housekeeping. We will move into executive session at the very end of this meeting. So we'll conclude and we'll make all of our deliberations and our decisions. And then just prior to we would normally ask for a motion to adjourn, we'll go ahead and ease into an executive session where we'll leave this room. We will come back to conclude that executive session, and then we will adjourn the meeting. Y'all are more than welcome to stay and see that final act if you would like. But Mayor, approximately how long do you anticipate for the executive session?
15 minutes.
About about 15 minutes or so. So if you want to wait while we do that, you're more than welcome. But when we move into that, you're more than welcome to leave as well. All right. All right. So that being said, we have a lot of items on the list this evening. Quite a healthy one, Mayor. You're obviously back in town, so we appreciate you. All right, item number 1, resolve that Resolution 2023 R107 approves an alcohol license for Event Concessions, Inc. for the Rocky Horror Masquerade Ball, which will be held on October 27th, 2023 at 3521 Ratliff Road, Irondale, Alabama 35210. Pretty self-explanatory. Councilman London, any questions?
No question, but I do have one, Mr. Dawson. I know you see you back there. Could we get a list of events that's going on up there? You probably have them on the website, but do you have a list of events that's happening? Okay, thank you.
Okay. Councilwoman Cuellar?
No questions.
Councilman Box?
No questions.
Councilman Sims?
No questions.
And myself, I'm good. We agree to keep this on consent?
Yes.
And that's with the mayor permission. I didn't give you. Okay.
We didn't skip line,
He
right?
gave you a direct command, but it's
I didn't
okay.
give you a direct command. That's what the mayor.
Item number 2, resolve the Resolution 2023 R108 approves an alcohol license for Tipsy Tending LLC DBA Tipsy Tending for an event which will be held on September 16th, 2023 at 3521 Ratliff Road, Irondale, Alabama 35210. A similar item. Councilman London, any questions?
Well, I know what tipsy means. So what is this event?
This is actually Roz MMA.
Oh,
Okay.
really? Oh, we're there.
They're from Miami.
Oh, we're coming. Grandson and I are coming. Okay. Thank you.
Councilwoman Cuellar, any questions?
No questions.
Councilman Box?
No questions.
Councilman Sims?
No questions.
And myself, no questions. We agree to keep this on consent?
Yes.
All right. Item number 3, resolve that Resolution 2023 R109 authorizes the allocation of public funds in the amount of $4,000 to Shades Valley High School from the 2022-23 fiscal year discretionary fund of Mayor James D. Stewart Jr. and the 2022-23 FY discretionary fund of Councilor Aaron Sims to be used exclusively for the Shades Valley High School band. Is there anything any one of y'all want to say about this particular item? Yes, sir.
Can I just speak one time, but it'll cover?
Please.
All of
I was
the
trying to
other-
think if we could just loop all of this in.
Yes. Yeah, I'll cover all of it.
Okay.
There was a report that came out from the state of Alabama that deals with economic development. It was in 2021. I went to the extensive Auburn Institute. One of the things that they covered, they talked about education. And as they were talking about education, they talked about those things that are not funding units at the state, things that are not provided funds for. But these are still educational items. They're still teaching moments, and the kids are still learning from these activities and being involved in the organizations. And sometimes we don't look at that as education. We look at it as fun. What I wanted to do, since I still had some discretionary money that had not been used, I wanted to be able to provide support to all 4 schools in areas where they are providing education through activities. This will cover all of the events that I have on here so far. And if Councilman Sims has something that he wants to add to it, I think that will cover it, because he and I are pretty much. But this is coming out of my discretionary fund, which I'm giving $50,000 a year to be able to do it. And I wanted to use some to be able to invest in our young people before the end of the fiscal year.
Councilman Sims?
Similar thing. I mean, I saw the items when we got the agenda, and noted that there was some stuff I was in band at Shades Valley. So yeah, that I wanted to add some of my funds to that. I think the Future Business Leaders of America is a great thing, and our students need to be involved in learning business and stuff, because they're going to be doing that eventually. And the arts program and the library is very important. So I just saw some stuff I felt highly about, and we don't have our own school system. The county provides money for that, but I think as a city, we can do a lot more to support our schools. And so,
Okay. Would y'all both say that fairly well sums up your thoughts and comments from item 3 through 10?
Yes.
yes.
Okay, yes. We'll still go through them and everything like that, just to read it, but that way we don't have to have these speed bumps in between various resolutions and everything. So I just read item number, let's see here. Yeah, we just read item number 3. So I'll read item number 4. Resolution 2023 R110 authorizes the allocation of public funds in the amount of $2,500 to Shades Valley High School from the 2022-23 FY discretionary fund of Mayor James D. Stewart to be used exclusively for the Shades Valley High School volleyball team. Item number 5, resolve the resolution 2023 R111 authorize the allocation of public funds in the amount of $2,500 to the Irondale Middle School for the 22-23 FY discretionary fund of Mayor James D. Stewart Jr. to be used exclusively for the Irondale Middle School volleyball team. Item number 6, resolution 2023 R112 authorize the allocation of public funds in the amount of $4,000 to Shades Valley High School from the 22-23 FY discretionary fund of Mayor James D. Stewart Jr. and the 22-23 FY discretionary funds of Counselor Aaron Sims to be used exclusively for the Shades Valley High School Future Business Leaders of America FBLA. Item number 7, resolve that resolution 2023 R113 authorizes the allocation of public funds in the amount of $2,500 to Shades Valley High School from the 2022-23 fiscal year discretionary fund of Mayor James D. Stewart Jr. to be used exclusively for the Shades Valley High School wrestling team. Item number 8, resolve that resolution 2023 R114 authorizes the allocation of public funds in the amount of $3,000 to Shades Valley High School from the 2022-23 FY discretionary fund of Mayor James D. Stewart Jr. and the 2022-23 FY discretionary funds of Councilman Aaron Sims to be used exclusively for the Shades Valley High School arts program. Number 9, resolve the resolution 2023 R115 authorizes the allocation of public funds in the amount of $2,500 to Irondale Middle School from the 2022-23 FY discretionary fund of Mayor James D. Stewart Jr. to be used exclusively for the Irondale Middle School football team. And then finally, item number 10, resolve that resolution 2023 R116 authorizes the allocation of public funds in the total amount of $12,000 from the 22-23 FY discretionary fund of Mayor James D. Stewart Jr. and the 22-23 FY discretionary fund of Councilman Aaron Sims to be used exclusively for the school library as follows: Shades Valley High School, 3,000, Irondale Middle School, 3,000, Irondale Community School, 3,000, and Grantswood Elementary School, 3,000. All right. So we've heard from Councilman Sims and the mayor that were the primary sponsors of these resolutions. Councilman London, any questions? Councilwoman Cuellar?
No questions.
Councilman Box? And myself, no questions. We've just gone through item number 3 through 10. Do we agree to leave all of those on consent?
Yes.
Outstanding. All right, item number 11. Resolve that resolution 2023 R117 adopts a policy for the sale back and or use of holiday time by city employees. Sounds pretty clear cut. Mayor, is there anything that you would like to contribute on this?
Yes. A couple of years ago on the audit, it requires us to be able to carry unfunded liabilities. And unfunded liabilities would be holiday time that has accrued over a period of time. And what we are doing is addressing that by giving it a cap, because some people will retire in the near future with time that they had earned 15 years ago, but that money or that time now is worth more because of all of the cost of living increases and everything that has been a part of it. We're trying to make sure that we bring that up under control. We've set a ceiling that an individual can only carry over 480 hours. We're going to give them 2 years to use it, or 1 year to determine if they just want the payout so that we can begin to get this liability under control. That's what this resolution is all about.
Councilman Lennon, any questions?
No question.
Councilwoman Cuellar?
No questions. Thank you for the explanation, Mayor.
Well said.
You're welcome.
Councilman Box?
No question.
Councilman Sims?
No questions.
And myself, no questions. We agreed to leave this on consent?
Yes.
Outstanding. Item number 12, resolve that resolution 2023 R118 authorizes the allocation of public funds in the total amount of $20,000 to Jefferson County Schools for the purpose of providing retention stipends for payment solely to principals who have been at a public school within the city of Irondale for at least 1 year in order to encourage the retention of school administration, with such amount paid as follows. Dr. Lonnie Hodge, principal at Grantswood Community School, $10,000, and Mr. Taki Sarhan, principal of Shades Valley High School, $10,000. Mayor, please.
Yes, I'll speak to this. Another thing that came out of the educational report is very hard to have high test scores, to have a vision and mission that's consistent at a school if you're always changing a principal out every year. People have different leadership styles. They want to do things differently. And that's what we've had to happen in the city of Irondale County Schools. I know that at the middle school, they're on their maybe third principal. At the high school, Taki Sahan, which is in the back, has been consistent. He's been there for 5 years. Miss Dr. Hodge has been at Grantswood for over a year, but I feel very confident she's going to be there for a while. She's doing an outstanding job. They're both doing an outstanding job at their schools. And the thing is, if you have principals that are doing a great job, why would you want to lose them to another school system? Also, I would like to add that there are 3 school systems on this side of town: Pinson Valley, Clay, and Centerpoint. All pay their principals a stipend anywhere from $25,000 to $40,000 a year. So we're really getting them at a discount for 10, but they're okay with that. But I wanted to start a process that we can retain the awesome leadership that we have, that we can continue to build on that. I don't know if you all saw U.S. News report, but Shades Valley was ranked the 41st high school in the state of Alabama. And if you look at what they have to deal with, 76% of their students is a very diverse population, and 43% of their students is below the poverty line. Where if you take Trussville, which was 9th, they had only a 22% diverse population and only 4% that was below the poverty level. Is there a correlation between wealth and education? Yeah. It sure is. But it's also very important to have leadership that is going to be there for a while to be able to carry out something for a long time. Just think, if you had a new mayor every year, you'll have and some of you all may enjoy that. I don't know why I use myself as an example, but I hope y'all don't want to have a mayor every year. But just think that if you had somebody new coming in every year, you never could get any continuity to be able to provide the leadership that is necessary. I now feel that we have principals that are in place that are willing to stay here. And even though they're not compensated at the level of the other municipalities that are around us, but they are committed to making this school and this city successful.
Fair enough. Thank you. Councilman London, any comments, questions?
I mean, well said. We every year it seems like we losing principals in our community, and some of you may not know, but we just in the community just got a new one, the third one in 3 years. Yeah. And so we have to do something. And Mayor, I appreciate this. And Taki, you go anywhere, you got to take us with you. I promise you that. Besides, all right. So we're glad to have you guys here. Anything that we can do, just let us know. Yeah.
Councilwoman Cuellar?
Only have a couple of questions. Our source of funding is education, right?
Yes.
Okay, great. So we got it budgeted. And I want to also note an agreement with what Mayor Stewart and Councilman London have stated. It is very important, especially at your principal level, that you have that continuity. And so I got a chance to meet Dr. Hodge during the I Love Irondale. Thank you so much for serving at Grantswood. And Mr. Taki, thank you for the work that you're doing at Shades Valley High School. That's all I have to say. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Councilman Box?
No questions.
All right. Councilman Sims?
I agree 100% with everything the mayor said. I've got kids in our schools, and I think they're great. And hopefully, we can just keep pouring into them, money-wise, volunteer-wise, whatever they need, and keep them excelling. So, thank you for what y'all do.
And I echo those sentiments exactly. I know that my girls were in the community school, and we felt that principal change and everything like that. So the fact that y'all are willing to hang in there with us and everything like that, it just means the world. So thank y'all for your time and what you do for our community. All right. We agree to leave this on consent?
Yes.
Okay. Item number 13, resolve that Resolution 2023 R119 amends Resolution 2023 R92 to reflect the removal of Public Safety Dispatcher 2 and Public Safety Dispatcher Supervisor from the list of classified and unclassified employees of the city so that they may be properly included within the Public Safety Employee Classification, and further approves a compensation increase of 5% for all public safety employees, which also include a Public Safety Dispatcher 2 and Public Safety Dispatcher Supervisor positions included in the Public Safety Pay Schedule. Fairly self-explanatory, but Mayor, if you would, be so kind.
Yeah, I'll speak to it since we got a few public safety folks
Indeed.
back there, so they can take the right message, because it almost seemed like things have changed. We were trying to give the dispatchers a raise because they were not included when the personnel board decided that they would increase the grades for all public safety positions, but we would allow their step to remain the same. Therefore, when we put them over on the classified side to receive the 7.5 so they wouldn't be left out, the personnel board said that we couldn't do that because we had already put them up under public safety. But if we kept them up under public safety and did not give public safety comprehensively an increase, then they would not have received the raise. To make everything fair and equitable, I'm requesting that we give public safety a 5% increase across the board, and then we will also honor the grades as well as the steps that was discussed for the personnel board to be able to bring them in line and make them some of the most well compensated public safety individuals within Jefferson County Personnel Board system.
Fair enough. Thank you, sir. Councilman London, any questions?
No question.
Councilwoman Cuellar?
No questions.
Councilman Box?
I'm good with the explanation.
All right. Councilman Sims?
I'm just annoyed at the personnel board, but no questions.
Fair enough. Thank you. No questions for myself. We agree to keep this on consent?
Yes.
All right. Item number 14, resolve that Resolution 2023 R120 accepts the bid from J.D. Morris Construction Company Incorporated in the amount of $660,192.16 for the TAP sidewalk project, and authorizes Mayor James D. Stewart Jr. or his designee to execute an agreement with J.D. Morris Construction Company, Inc. for the same. I know Frank's name's on this. Mayor, is there anything you care to say about it? It's pretty straightforward.
This was the lowest and most responsible bidder for when the project was put out. Sane has already vetted the bid results and determined that they do meet the bid specifications. We're asking the council tonight to be able to approve it so that we can begin on the work.
Thank you. Councilman London, any questions?
No question.
Councilwoman Cuellar?
Just to help me, is this the TAP sidewalk project that the council, we received word from the state that we would get a certain amount and then the city's responsible for 20% of that grant?
Yes, this is
Okay.
that grant.
Great. Thank you so much. That's all the questions I have.
Councilman Box?
I'm good.
Councilman Sims?
No questions.
And no questions for myself. We agree to keep this on consent?
Yes.
All right. Item number 15, resolve that Resolution 2023 R121 accepts the bid from RCI and Associates for the Ellard Dog Park project, and authorizes Mayor James D. Stewart Jr. or his designee to execute an agreement with RCI and Associates related thereto in an amount not to exceed $851,650 even. I'm going to come back to you. Pretty straightforward. Anything you want to say?
I would just like to say we finally got there.
Finally got there.
We are here at this point. There were two companies that bidded on the project. One of them base bid was $739,3753, and the lowest was RCI and Associates, which was $730,650. McNally and Associates, who were the one who put the bid project specs, project construction documents, and all of the things that will allow these individuals to bid on the project, have already vetted the project and said that it meet all specs. Therefore, we're looking for the council to adopt this resolution so that we can begin to break ground on the dog park. I know that it's taken some time, but we're looking, after I get with the council, but tentatively, we are looking to have a ground breaking day the last week of September. And I know that you all work, so we're going to try to do it around 7 o'clock in the morning, do it pretty early. We'll have press coverage and all of that, announcing this fabulous project that I know that everybody has been waiting on for a while. But we finally got this part to the finish line, and we're looking forward to moving forward. We're looking forward to moving forward to having a state-of-the-art dog park.
Very nice. Thank you, sir. Councilman London, any questions?
Mayor, you want to talk about the naming?
Oh, also, if you're not on the app, you will not get a chance to participate in renaming the dog park. We'll have that to come out with maybe a week or so, but we'll have something to come out on the app to give you, the citizens of Irondale, to help us to be able to rename the dog park. Thank you, Councilman London.
Good.
Yeah, that was it.
Okay, perfect. Councilwoman Cuellar?
Just some comments. I'm very happy that we're moving forward with the dog park. This has been going on, I believe it's 2015 or so, somewhere like that, and I'm so happy to see it going. One of the couple of questions I asked of our city attorney was what was meant by alternate number 1 and alternate number 2, and the $739,037 and, or excuse me, $730,650 was the base bid. The alternate 1, which is $63,500, is upgrading to Omega Elite Fence and Gates, which are higher end coated fence. And then alternate number 2 is for a pavilion and picnic benches. So that was $57,500, which comes up to $851,000. Just to give you that breakdown on alternate 1 and alternate number 2. That's where that total figure comes from. That's all the comments I have.
Okay. Councilman Box?
I'm good with what was discussed.
Okay. Councilman Sims?
I'm just curious, if we ground break the end of September, do they have a ballpark timeline? They're, I guess, the goal of trying to finish by?
I know that they can get started within 30 days after we adopt a resolution for them to get started. It will probably take them another 3 to 4 months for construction.
Oh, yeah.
So the first of the year, we
March
should have a
35,
place for people to be able to bring their dogs and allow them to be able to enjoy themselves.
Thank you.
And I'm just pleased. I mean, so many times I drive by that park almost daily, and just to see us finally doing something about it, I'm just absolutely overjoyed. Absolutely overjoyed. Looking forward to the next project. Coming to fruition as well. So I am good with that. Do we agree to keep this on consent?
Yes.
Outstanding. Item number 16, resolve that resolution 2023 R122 amends resolution 2023 R49 authorizing Mayor James D. Stewart Jr. or his designee to execute a temporary construction easement agreement with Russo Corporation on the property at 6350 Highway 78 East, Trussville, Alabama 35173 to expand the easement area as needed by the contractor for the Birmingham Waterworks Board for completion of its water project. This has Mr. Cochran's name next to it. Come on up, sir.
They came to us a couple months ago on an easement, to put this water line through across some of Irondale's own property. But we've been out here on the site with these guys, and what they've got, the easement's working out fine that we gave them, but they have to set a crane. This is Mr. Eric.
Got it.
We have to set a crane, they'd build a crane pad. It's gonna be we need 50 more feet of Irondale property, a temporary construction easement. This crank set these girders across.
Okay.
Problem is, was 10 trees. They're all, I've been out taking pictures of them. We don't see them. They're all about 5 foot. You got one that's about this big around and 9 that are big as 5 foot. That's gonna be the only issue. They will have to remove these 10 trees. And out on the side, and I've documented these trees. But the easement is just a temporary easement to get the train in and out, so they can set these girders.
Councilman Lennon, any questions for the gentleman?
Yes. My question, are they gonna put the trees back?
Councilwoman Cuellar?
Hold on, I didn't get my answer.
We can talk about that. We haven't discussed how it is to be restored.
Yeah, because I have the guy that brings some trees. John Sean brings some trees. Yeah. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Councilwoman Cuellar, any
No,
questions? for
the only
gentleman?
question I had was how many trees were going to be removed, and you've answered that. Thank you.
There's 9, and we got pictures and documentation.
Okay. And then Councilman Box?
I'm good, thank you.
Councilman Sims?
No questions. I mean, I'm sure there's a place non-trees can get planted somewhere in Irondale in the future if that's, sounds like a good idea, but
You know, this project is so remote where it was, these guys just went in and took those trees down. I've been out there and it's, nobody would ever know if you come to me and they're trying to do the right thing
Thank you.
and do it the right way. So that goes a long way.
oh, definitely.
My only question would be, are we talking about any species out of the norm that we're cutting down?
Not that I know of, David. I didn't look at the different types of trees. I
Okay.
just stood back and took pictures. That's the ones we're dealing with.
Thank you,
I can get them bigger if y'all.
No problem. Thank you. Do we agree to keep this on consent?
Yes.
Outstanding. And thank you for your time with us this evening. Let's see. All right, perfect. Item number 17. Resolve that Resolution 2023 R123 authorizes Mayor James D. Stewart Jr. or his designee to execute an agreement with Church of the Highlands for public safety access. Chief Wiggins, this has got your name beside it. Anything you'd like to say?
It just provides us a second route, alternate route to the river to patrol, to give us a safer way if we have to bring anyone out, either medically or arrest or whatever, to a safe way to bring someone else, a safer way to cross the bridge.
Cover that. Any questions for Chief Councilman Lennon? Councilwoman Quayer?
No questions.
Councilman Box? Councilman Sims?
No questions.
And no questions for myself either. All right. That concludes the consent agenda. Moving into regular. This would be unfinished business on the regular agenda. Resolve that Resolution 2023 R94 authorizes Mayor James D. Stewart Jr. or his designee to execute an agreement with Shepherd Harris and Associates for accounting services for the city of Irondale in an amount not to exceed $40,000. Councilman Lennon, any questions on that?
No question.
Councilwoman Cuellar?
Just some follow-ups. I had asked if we had reached out to some of the auditors that have done work for us in the past, like Carr Riggs and Warren Everett. I believe we just got them like earlier this year, if not last year.
I did not reach out to Carr Riggs because Carr Riggs was hired to do it in the first place. We hired them when we came into office in 2020. Carr Riggs was hired where they were supposed to do the end of the month accounting and also to make sure that everything was prepared for the audit. I know Jason Harp very well, who's one of the partners at Carr Riggs, but it didn't work out. Warren Everett, I did not have the discussion with them, but I also know their partner that's over auditing as well. His name is James Cason. Know him very well, graduate from Birmingham Southern, played basketball there with John, even knows him very well, but I did not talk to him about this because when they were here doing work at the city, they were doing IT compliance.
Okay. And you wanted to give Shepherd Harris a chance at doing this work for us?
Yes, I would like to just share a quick story how I came about choosing Shepherd Harris. I didn't know Shepherd Harris, so I don't want anybody to think that I got a relationship with them. That's why I am putting them on the agenda to be able to do work. Shepherd Harris was impressed by all of the things that was going on in the city of Irondale. And they saw that by me posting what was going on in the city on LinkedIn. They reached out to me, came over to the office to have a meeting because they thought that we had not completed an audit since 2016. I shared with them that there's no way the city of Irondale, with the GOs that we have out there, that we would not perform an audit going to the bond market and to be able to do all of those things. We sat down and we began to have a conversation because I knew that on the back end, we only have one accountant here and we need someone that has municipal accounting experience to be able to help our current accountant. I began to have a dialogue with them, and we began to talk about if there was a way, since they didn't see that there was any possibility to be able to do an audit, because we have BMSS doing that for the city and they're doing a great job. Therefore, as I'm trying to address this deficiency that we have here, I began to have a conversation with them about the possibility of being our accountant that can work through our end of the month activity, as well as making sure that everything is prepared in a neat little bundle when we get ready to do the audit on an annual basis, which would reduce the amount that we pay for the audit, because when the work is in correct order, it's less time for them to be able to do it. I also recognized that there were some things that the auditors was doing that they shouldn't be doing, because there should be a separation between the auditor and the actual accountant. So they would be responsible for calculating the depreciation on fixed assets. They would be responsible for making sure that the amortization on the bonds are done correctly. They would make sure that all of the reconciliations that are done at the end of the month are done properly, that all journal entries that are made in the proper time, which would then cut down on having to do the other to do the other things. So I know Jason Harp very well. If I wanted to choose a friend, I would have chose Jason Harp. I know James K. Sun at Warren Averett very well. I would have chose him because he's a friend. But I didn't want to choose a friend. I wanted to choose who I thought would be the best accountant to be able to handle the business for the city of Irondale. If they can do work at the city of Birmingham, which is way bigger than what we have here at the city of Irondale. Jason did some work there from Car Riggs, so he confirmed that they did well there at the city of Birmingham. And also, Mac Underwood, who is our municipal advisor, also worked with them at the Birmingham Waterworks. They've worked with two of the biggest governmental entities in our region. If they can work for the city of Birmingham, if they can work for the Birmingham Waterworks, I feel very confident that they can help us deal with the $34 million that we have here at the city of Irondale.
Thank you for your explanation, Mayor Stewart. I'm good. Thank you.
Perfect. Councilman Box?
No, no questions.
Okay. Councilman Sims?
No questions.
And myself, no questions. Thank you very much. All right, into new business. Item 19. Resolve that Resolution 2023 R124 authorizes a one-time bonus for retirees pursuant to Act Number 2023-107 passed by the Alabama legislator. Mayor, is there anything you'd like to say about our retirees?
Yes, I would. I would like to say to those in the listening audience, if you're out there and if you're a retiree at the city of Irondale, that this city council has done more for retirees than any council that I can ever remember since I've been here over the last 16 years. We provided a 3% increase in 2020. We did a 5% increase in 22. And instead of doing an increase this time, the state of Alabama, there's a retirement group for the state of Alabama that sent a letter to the city and wanted the city to participate in providing the retirees with an increase that would go through RSA, which would be a one-time deal. So I decided to recommend to the council, instead of us trying to give them a percentage, let's go ahead and do what they're requesting for us to do. And it also looks good that we are in with all the other municipalities that have gone this route instead of giving something outside of that. I just wanted to, like I said, to make sure that everybody hears it. This council has done more for retirees than any other council, even by increasing the amount that you pay for health insurance, where you only pay you pay 20%, and the city picks up 80%, which increased the amount that we had to pay through OPEB because we made that sacrifice to make sure that people that used to work here still receive some of the benefits that the people that work here are still receiving.
Fair enough. Councilman London.
No question.
Councilwoman Cuellar.
Just a couple of questions. Our source of funding will come out, it's budgeted, when will this draw?
It would
Next fiscal year?
this would be next fiscal year.
Okay. How many retirees do we have?
I don't know how many retirees we have, but I do know the amount is $51,000, which is half the amount that we paid last year.
Yes. And for the benefit of everyone in the audience, they give an example. A retiree with 25 years of service would receive a one-time bonus of $600. So that's the dollar amounts that we're talking about. I have no further questions.
Okay. Councilman Box.
All my questions are answered. Thank you.
Councilman Sims.
No questions.
And myself, no questions. All right. Item number 20, this would be Resolution 2023 R125, authorizes Mayor James D. Stewart Jr. or his designee to execute an agreement with Gonzalez Strength and Associates, Inc. in an amount not to exceed $49,500 for landscaping, architecture, and graphic services. Councilman Lennon, any questions about this item?
No question.
Councilwoman Cuellar?
Yes, I have some questions. Will the city be responsible for the total cost of the monument once we have the design?
This has nothing to do with the roundabout.
No, I'm talking about this monument that we're wanting at the Auto Mall.
No, it has nothing to do with this has more to do with having a landscaping design for the entire exits out by the auto mall that will identify the city as the automotive capital of the South. I guess it only includes design, but it doesn't include any of the work that would be done once the design is created.
Right, and guess what threw me, Mayor Stewart, was it's in reference to City of Irondale landscaping and Gateway Monument at Auto Mall area.
Yeah, this really has to do with the off ramps and the the part that goes across the interstate. There should have been a diagram in the bid package that shows you how far it's going to extend out on all four sides. It was this one right here,
Yeah,
but it shows you where the area is, and I have Mr. Robin here with us, so if you all want to, Gregory, Robin.
yes. Yeah, I zoomed in on it. That's why I was asking about the Gateway Monument, because that's what this states in the proposal. And the second question I have is, there's mention of 2 conceptual designs that's going to be done during the design work session. Will the council be able to see these 2 conceptual designs?
Yes.
Okay. And the last question is also with Phase 3, will the council be able to see the final design development?
Yes.
Thank you. That's all my questions.
Councilman Box?
Should have asked a question on 19 or 20. Can these be moved to the consent agenda, or they have to stand on their own?
Well, they're unfunded.
Right.
Okay, thank you. That's all my questions.
All right, Councilman Sims?
No questions.
And myself, no questions, except for the fact that these 2 prior resolutions, 124 and 125, to Councilman Box's point, do we need to, obviously remaining a resolution, do we need to run them through the ordinance process? Okay, so take note on 19 and 20, they'll be remaining a resolution, but the 3-step process applies. I didn't get that out in the pre-council meeting there. All right, item number 21, ordain that ordinance 2023-25 amends chapter 7.5 garbage, refuse, and trash of the Irondale Municipal Code to increase garbage rates by $2. Councilman London, any questions there?
No question.
Councilwoman Cuellar?
Just one question. Are we currently having to supplement our landfill charges?
Yes, the landfill charges are going up.
Thank you.
Councilman Box?
No question.
Councilman Sims?
No questions.
And myself, no questions. Item number 22 would be ordained that ordinance 2023-26 amends chapter 18 water of the Irondale Municipal Code to amend the rate paid beyond the first 1,500 gallons of water used. Mayor gave me a description. It was a little above my head on that. Mr. Morris, if you're out there, we'd love to hear from you.
You went to the meeting too, didn't
Huh?
you? You went to the meeting.
Thought you were getting away on me, huh? Okay.
That's all you're gonna do is just lower it. Right now it's $6.11 per 1,000 gallons. $6.11 for 748 gallons. It's kind of more comparable to the cubic foot aspect of things.
So the measurement we were using currently and previously is we're kind of changing the measurement basically, right?
The numbers staying the same, but we're kind of using the cubic foot ratio. That's how we found that. 100 cubic feet is 748 gallons. That's how we figured that number up.
Okay.
So that's kind of what Birmingham does, but to keep it easier for citizens, everybody around here to read in gallons, because you can kind of compare, 5 gallon bucket, 5 gallon water. But we're just using the ratio to keep it more comparable to cubic foot.
And that's more of a, I guess, industry standard for that, lack of better? Okay. Gotcha. Councilman London, any question for the gentleman? Okay. Councilwoman Cuellar?
And just for the benefit of everyone, nothing else changes with the other monthly usage rates. Those amounts that we currently have remain the same. The only thing that changes is all usage over 1,500 gallons, $6.11 per 748 gallons. That's all that changes.
Councilman Box?
Those explanations were fine.
Councilman Sims?
No questions.
No questions for myself. Thank you very much, sir. All right. And that's that, guys. All right. Thank you all for sticking with us through that. At this time, based on everything that we have gone through, I would ask for a approval of the form of the agenda.
Make the motion to approve the form of the agenda.
All right. We have a motion for the form. Do we have a second?
Second.
Motion and second. All in favor? Aye. All right. Now that we have an agenda that is approved, we would accept comments on agenda items only. So the items that we've deliberated, we'll accept comments on the agenda items only. Yes, sir.
All, on behalf of all fire safety personnel, I want to say thank you for the pay raise. Appreciate it. We have an extraordinary the main reason I want to speak on the agenda.
Mm.
And I look at the principal just like a department head. I don't know if we have any principals still in here, but
I think they both are.
they are just like department heads. We have amazing department heads here in the city. So we can find a way to keep our principals here because they have the best interest of our kids. And we've got to invest in our kids in order to have awesome kids. And we are honestly viewed throughout the state of Alabama as Irondale. They're looking at us, they're looking at our school systems, and if we can have those principles in place to maintain the strategy and get our kids to the scores where we need in the state of Alabama, that's going to bring people. And that starts with our principals. Because I've been in the schools long enough, it starts with the principal. And without that, we go turnover. So I appreciate the thought of that, and I think that's a good path to maintain that with our principals. I think we're going to be awesome. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. With no other questions on the agenda, items, I would go ahead and ask for an approval of the consent agenda.
Make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. Moving on to unfinished business, item number 18. I would accept a motion for 2023 R94.
Make a motion and be moved.
Okay.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. 18 passes. All right. I would go ahead and if we could, someone could take us through the three-step process on resolution 2023 R124 for item number 19.
I make a motion that resolution 2023 R 124 be considered read.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Make a motion that we suspend all rules that would prevent the immediate consideration of resolution 2023 R 124.
Second.
Motion and a second. Roll call. Councilman London?
Yes.
Councilwoman Cuellar?
Yes.
Councilman Box?
Yes.
And Councilman Sims?
Yes.
And myself, yes.
Make a motion that resolution 2023 R 124 be approved and adopted.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, sir. If someone could go ahead and introduce the three-step process for resolution 2023 R135, item number 20.
Make a motion that resolution 2023 R25 be considered read.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Make a motion we suspend all rules in the matter of resolution 2023 R125 that will prevent the immediate consideration.
We have a motion. I will second that motion. Roll call. Councilman London?
Yes.
Councilwoman Cuellar?
Yes.
Councilman Box?
Yes.
Councilman Sims?
Yes.
And myself, yes. Okay.
And finally, make a motion that resolution 2023 R125 be adopted and approved.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Item passes. Was that number 20? Item number 21, if someone could go ahead and take us through the three-step process on ordinance 2023-25, which is item number 21.
Make a motion that ordinance 2023-25 be considered read.
We have a motion. I will second.
Second.
We have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Make a motion that we suspend all rules that would prevent the immediate consideration of ordinance 2023-25.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Roll call. Councilman London?
Yes.
Councilwoman Cuellar?
Yes.
Councilman Box?
Yes.
Councilman Sims?
Yes.
And myself, yes.
Make a motion that ordinance 2023-25 be approved and adopted.
We have a motion.
Second.
We have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank y'all. Item number 21 passes. All right. Three-step process for ordinance 2023-26, which would be item number 22, please.
Make a motion that ordinance 2023-26 be considered read.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I make a motion that ordinance 2023-26, that we suspend all rules that would prevent the immediate consideration of ordinance 2023-26.
Second.
Motion and second. Roll call. Councilman London?
Yes.
Councilwoman Cuellar?
Yes.
Councilman Box?
Yes.
Councilman Sims?
Yes.
And myself, yes.
I make a motion that ordinance 2023-26 be approved and adopted.
Okay. We have a motion.
Second.
We have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. Thank you. That is item number 23. That concludes the deliberation of our agenda. At this time, we would take public comments on non-agenda items. Anything non-agenda related for a comment? Yes, ma'am. Please.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I just want to thank everyone for their hard work. It's really showing. Public comment. There's no legal requirement for you to do anything that you've announced tonight. There's no legal requirement to support the farmers market. The citizens thank you for that. There's no legal requirement for you to support our local schools, and we thank you for that. There's no legal requirement to support the library and the senior center. We thank you for that. There's no legal requirement for the government to post a budget and the expenses on the website. So I'm formally asking that with all these improvements, accounting, let's go ahead and get the budget posted on the website along with the actual expenses for multiple years so that we can see where all the money's being spent. So thank you very much. I hope you can prioritize this request.
Fair enough. Thank you.
Thank you.
Can I say one thing?
Yes, sir,
Mr.
please.
President?
By all means.
Because every year we post the city's audit to the website. In 21, it was 78 pages, and in 22, it's 85. And within those 85 and 78 pages, everything that you want to know about the city financially is in that document. The budget is in the back part of the audit. It's there. All of the finances are there in the audit report.
Okay. Thank you. Any other questions about non-agenda items? All right. With no other non-agenda.
I do have one request because this question was asked of me, and that is the fiscal year 2021 or 2020-2021 fiscal year. What we have there is a draft. It's not the actual audit that was approved. Is there a way that we can get the approved audit that was done posted on our website? 'Cause
Is
what
there
we
a
have
difference
a
at all,
draft.
other than the fact that one says draft?
It's not a difference between the two, but it has draft on it. If it has draft on it, we have no problem with putting the
right.
original up there because
Yeah.
it's the same
This way
thing.
it's official.
Fair enough. I figured as much. I didn't think we had any changes. Okay.
If we could, thank you.
Outstanding. With no other comments to the council on non-agenda items, I would say that we need to go ahead and move into executive session to discuss the consideration the governmental body is willing to offer or accept when considering the purchase, sale, exchange, lease, or market value of real property, and two, to discuss preliminary negotiations involving matters of trade or commerce in which the governmental body is in competition with private individuals or entities or other governmental bodies in Alabama. So that being said, I ask for a motion to enter executive session.
Motion to executive session.
Second.
Motion is second. All in favor? Aye. We're supposed to be gone for 15 minutes. That pretty much concludes the business meeting tonight. You're more than welcome to watch us come in and end this meeting, but no other business will be taking place this evening. Thank you very much for attending. We truly appreciate your time.